Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, today I have Ian Stevenson on the line, and he's a director and producer over at Bondi Beach Productions. And this episode is part of our AFM series. That's our American Film Market series, where we bring you the best of those who attended and participated at AFM in Century City or Los Angeles, California. Ian, welcome to the show.
Yes, thanks, Adam. Good to be here. Good to be talking with you.
All right. So a lot to talk about today. I definitely want to get into Bondi Beach Productions and any of the things that you're working on, any projects you want to talk about. But before we get into that, AFM this year, how did it go for you? Have you been in the past? Is this the first time? Give me some of the backstory.
Yeah, Adam, I've been a couple of times to AFM over the last 10 years. It's an excellent market. Obviously, if you've got a film completed and you're trying to sell a finished film, so you've got a trailer or a screener, with all the distributors and buyers that are there, it's an excellent place. Like I think there's 300 to 400 buyers attending. So they're all in the one hotel. And over the course of 4 or 5 days, you can go around and, sell your film. But it's also good if you're developing projects and you've got a script or a project in development that you want to try and get a distributor attached or a sales agent or maybe find another producer to co-produce with or a production company. So I find it excellent because it's all in the one place. Over that 5 or 6 days, you can do a lot of business. And there's a lot of, as I like to say, there's a lot of money in that room, in that hotel. So if you've got a project or a film you're trying to sell, then there should be someone there who can help you get the funding going.
Yeah. I like it. So what brought you out this year? Talk to me. What are you working on?
Well, we had a completed film. I was helping out a producer, director friend of mine from Sydney, Australia. He's completed a film, so we were trying to sell that. And I've got several other projects in development. Some are at script stage, ready to go. Others, the scripts have been written. Some of them have got talent attached. So projects, feature films and TV drama series at various stages. So I was pitching to distributors, sales agents, also looking for a production company co-producer on this one. Yeah, so look, it's really a case of each individual project probably has an individual need or an individual requirement to get it to the next step. As you know, these feature films, for example, can have a very arduous sort of birth, a creation, if you like. It's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life is raise money, funding for TV or film projects or getting them sold. So AFM is just an excellent place. It's really well organised. It's really well put together. And over that 5 or 6 days, you can network with a lot of people across the whole industry. So it's excellent.
Yeah. And you've been going a couple of years now, so you're a veteran there. Any tips for those that are either, that are attending for the first time or newer to approaching the market? Like any tips for them?
Yeah, look, a couple, you've got to be really prepared. It's kind of like going into a film production. You've got to do your prep. Otherwise, it ends up a disaster, a waste of time, whatever. So I've told some people that are going for the first time, just do your prep and also work out what it is sort of exactly you're trying to achieve. I mean, why are you going? What's the purpose? Do you have, as I said, a completed film? Or are you in development? Are you trying to sell a script or trying to find a partner or just trying to network? So depending on what you're trying to do, then it's like anything in business. You've got to set the goal, set the mission, if you like, and target those people or those events that are at AFM. So, for example, what I do, if I want to meet someone then from another production company or a distributor, and let's say they're doing a talk or a seminar, well, I'll go to that seminar so I can meet them afterwards or try and get a meeting, an appointment prior to going. And that's always a good thing. Up to 4 weeks or even 2 months before AFM starts, you should start emailing people that you want to meet. And if you can't get an appointment and get a meeting set, well then, there's 2 ways to do it. As I said, go to one of the seminars or talks that they're at and try and catch them afterwards when it's finished. Or if they're in one of the hotel rooms where all the distributors and buyers are, well, then just go around and knock on their door. It's kind of like their office within the hotel and see if you can get to talk to them. Now, look, it can be very difficult because they're very busy. And I think the thing to remember is the prime objective of a lot of those buyers that go there, is the distributors and whatnot. They're there to do business and buy films, and that's how they make their money, and you can't blame them. So if you're going in there just wanting to network or sell them a project that's in development or get them interested even in a project that you're working on, then I found you might not get sort of the welcome mat might not be thrown out the door, might not be open too quickly, but at least try and make contact, get a business card perhaps, and at least you've made that initial face-to-face contact, which is crucial. And then you follow up with an email after AFM's finished. So look, they're the main tips I could give everyone, because it's an excellent resource over that 5 or 6 days. So if you're prepared and know what you want out of it, you can achieve a lot.
And you mentioned being prepared before you're going into the deal and even arriving. Like, how do you do that part from year to year?
I mainly just go through and see who's attending, and it can be a bit daunting because I think on the app and everything else, I saw that you can see it there. Yeah, like you got to kind of data bind a little bit, see who's going to be in the room, right? Well, yeah, and there's over 1,000 people go. I think something like that, attendees. So if you start going through the list, then it's a lot of people to sort of research. So what you can do is divide it up into exhibitors, into attendees, and they've got quite a good search option where you can search for production companies or just search for producers or distributors. So again, if it's distributors you're trying to do business with or just meet or network with, then just focus on that and contact them before you get there. It's really hard if you just rock up on the day and try and get a meeting or get anything sort of worthwhile. Yeah,
because people are, I noticed that too, like people are kind of booked at that point. Like by the time you get there it's almost like execution time. So maybe if somebody cancels or this or that, but I had some friends that were there pitching and doing some other things, and I was like, man, how many meetings do you have today? They're like 20. I'm like, whoa. They were like, I was like, whoa. And that was more so the veterans, and then maybe those that have been there for the first time where they didn't kind of know. You don't know what you don't know, and they're preparing for next year. They were just trying to get the cards and like, okay, well, I know what to do for next year, right?
Exactly. No, look, it's really good research. And here's the other good thing, and this is what I found. Like, for example, I spent 2 or 3 nights at the bar in the hotel, mingling and talking, and I've got 2 really good contacts with. Yeah,
I had a real good seat. I was like, I'm not giving this one up. I had the best seat in the house. I was like, oh man,
I
got lucky.
And you literally just bump into people, and I bumped into and got talking to 2 people who raise private money and have private investors, and I'm sort of in negotiation with both of them right now. That was nothing organised out. That was just purely accidental, by chance. I often tell people Woody Allen had a very good saying about the business, and it's simply just turn up. So in other words, just be there. If you sit at home wondering, oh, well, I wonder who's going to be there or who will I talk to, just turn up and start talking to people, and you'll never know who you'll meet and who you run into.
Yeah. I think that's great advice, Ian. If somebody's listening to this and they want to follow up and they want to continue to follow your work, Ian, how do they do that? Your work, your projects on social or websites or otherwise, how do they do that?
Yeah, okay. Well, we've got a website, and it's bondibeachproductions.com. That's the website. And then, I'm on Instagram as well as Ian Stevenson, film director, and Facebook. I don't use Facebook that much, but look, it's mainly the website and Instagram are the 2 main things that I focus on. Oh, and LinkedIn, of course. I mean, everyone's on LinkedIn, so you can find me there. And we've got a varied slate of projects, everything from feature films, TV series, documentaries, and we're even developing a couple of reality shows. And we're always interested in partnering with people, other producers and writers that may need a bigger production company, a more experienced team behind them. Because I've got a very big creative team behind me, right through Hollywood and down to Sydney, Australia, LA, New York, and into the UK. So we're very well connected, and I've got award-winning writers and other producers working with me, and we kind of all collaborate, work as a collective. And the good thing about our company is that, yes, we're in it to make terrific stories, and a lot of them have some social impact, which is always nice, a good meaning story, a story with some good meaning. And then a part of the company is, we need to make money to survive, but then we always like to give back to charities. And so we always take a portion of the net profit and like to donate to various charities. So it's a company with some sort of social purpose, if you like.
Yeah. Great.
Anyway.
Ian, this has been great having you on today and by the way, getting the lay of the land for AFM. You're a pro. I like it. You brought out some different conversation today that I think was definitely paying it forward for those that are newer to the market, to the film market, and want to have some success. So thank you for opening up your playbook for us today. Thanks. And to the audience. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. This is a daily show. You heard correct. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So hit that subscribe or follow button. Again, a daily show. And Ian, appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much.
Yep. Good talking to you, Adam. Thank you.